Happy Halloween to my Lois loyalists out there. My name is EJ Marino, and thank you guys for joining me for this adventure. We have now completed Grotesquerie. We are about to review the 10th episode. Where does it take us? How do I feel? Girl, this could have been an email. Anyways, let's get into Grotesquerie Episode 10. Hey, quick shout out to everyone who joined me for this adventure for Grotesquerie. I want to say I admire you. I love you all. That is so sweet that you guys stuck with me through the show. I know some of you all hated it. I even have my own feelings about this ending, but I loved this journey. It's been so good. If you do like my channel, make sure you guys check out my other stuff because I just reviewed like Disney Channel original movies from the Halloween season. On my other channel, Flickering Myth, I just interviewed Kevin Smith, Silent Bob himself. It was a great chat. Make sure you guys go check that out. I was just telling my partner this. It was that moment in Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back when you just go to the loadout scene, and I just was like, you know, I love him. I just something about the character was just so easy to love.
Let me tell you something. I'm not, number one, thank you. That's adorable. Number two, I am not somebody that like talks about the acting craft in a very lofty way or something like that, but like there was truth in that performance, and I think that's why that moment communicates.
But we are at Grotesquerie Episode 10. How do I feel? That noise that just came out of my body is all I could muster up. I have been a stark defender of this weird, wild, wacky... The show just doesn't make sense. And now that it's over, at least for now, are we going to get a season 2? That could really change a lot of my feelings. If I get a confirmed season 2, I will at least be open to exploring more. But I thought this was just a quick little mini-series. I thought this was going to be it. So I'm torn. I am torn because they gave me nothing. This last episode, we still don't know who the Grotesquerie killer is. Are you kidding me? I mean, we all have our feelings. I do think Lois is slipping in and out of some stuff, giving me some malignant energy, like, oh, is the little demon on the back of your head doing all this? Because what is going on? Like, what is happening? Overall, though, the episode, again, is so incredibly well acted, so well structured. I love the cinematography. I love where they're going with a lot of stuff, like this evil men's group brewing up, all the women maybe having to team together at one point. There is places where season 2 can go, but without that season 2 confirmation, I am a bit nervous because, my goodness, can you imagine if this is how they ended all of Grotesquerie? There's no season 2, there's no return, this weird ending of, well, I know who the killer is, let's go get him, and then we never get him. Can you imagine how frustrated we would all be?
Imagine how tired we are of it.
But yeah, like I said, this episode was overall okay. It could have been much worse. It truly could have been. We could have found out this was another dream within a dream, like Give Me Britney Spears' Dream Within a Dream tour. But we did not go that way. We are seeming like everything is real, and, you know, we are in a reality. I do think we are very much grounded in what is the truth, but now we have to uncover that truth. Because like I said, the Marshall stuff is interesting with the men's right group. We're getting a bit of the Megan stuff, which I love at the end of the episode. She was like, hey, I lied about some stuff. You actually did shoot my man, and I did call Glorious to, like, fix that situation. Like, you're not going crazy. I'm like, Megan, time and place. Do this at a different time.
Oh my God. Time and place.
So yeah, there's just so many, like, I'm frustrated with character choices. I'm frustrated with the writing, but again, the overall idea of the show, the topics, what they discussed, the acting, the cinematography, the filmmaking itself is so strong. I just needed this script to be a bit better, and I thought with Ryan Murphy going from first episode to last episode, we could have had a cohesive story. It is a story that goes throughout. Is it cohesive? Does it make sense? That is still up to debate. But yes, that is it for my overall kind of recap section of Grotesquerie. Like I said, this whole season has been so much what the hell going on. So when I get into this recap, we're going to try to, like, maybe uncover little things that maybe I didn't know. But this finale seems pretty straightforward. So yeah, that is it for this section. Let's get into the recap and let's talk about what the hell actually even happened here. After Lois freed Megan from that horrible situation, she's left to be driving, and later on we find out that she was possibly driving for hours. She ends up back at her house, and you're like, oh, Lois, unwind. Oh, Marshall's here. Okay, Marshall's there. What is he going to say? Well, he is trying to do a proposition of like the cult of Marshall, basically like, hey, this harem of women, I love Red kind of, and I love you kind of, why don't you guys all move in together, we have a little throuple. And Red's like, I don't know, I'm down for it. I'm like, girl, Red needs some agency of herself. I need this woman to figure out what she's going to do with her own life, because I don't think you want to play second fiddle to Marshall in the relationship with Lois. I don't think that's what Red wants to be. But yeah, they're presenting this at Lois, and she's just like, y'all killing me, right? Like, y'all want me in this little group of what? No. And I feel Lois in this moment, because it is such a weird proposition, but this is like the weird inner workings of Marshall, finding out how strange he is of a man, and like that of a man, like the men side of him is where I'm like, Marshall, Courtney B. Vance is acting the hell out of it. So yeah, we see him get, turned down from this throuple offer to then him going in class, and we're finding out that like he's still cheating on other people. Red's like, baby, we're all talking about it. You're bad at cheating. Get better. So he is trying to, again, seduce students. He's just trying to be the Marshall that he is, until he gets himself in trouble, gets himself Me Too'd and canceled and all that jazz. And yeah, where does he go from here? He does not know, but he is struggling. He is at the worst, lowest part of his life, but he finds a way to dig himself lower and joins a men's rights group. Wow, yeah. Ed comes back, sans mullet, yay. Travis Kelce without a mullet is a Travis Kelce I prefer, but I don't support men's rights Travis Kelce, because that's what I thought you were going to be in real life, but maybe you're not. Yay, let's hope. But yeah, so this is the kind of the Marshall section of the episode, where we're finding out that he is getting indoctrinated into this group. They need a mouthpiece. We have that one doctor who was in the wheelchair. He's part of the group. Like, we're starting to feel like maybe Charlie, the doctor's part of that group too. Like every man around Lois who has not been a good person, which has kind of been a theme. And I heard some people complain about there's no good men on the show. Well, we maybe figured out plot reason why there's no good men. Yeah, so Marshall joins this group. They need a figurehead. I think he is a well-spoken man. He is going to definitely be that introductory into this world. Think of like a real life, like Jordan Peterson. Is that guy's name? I don't pay attention to these things. Truly, you could tell me a right wing, left wing analysis person, and I'm like, don't know who they are. Don't know. I'm sorry.
Here's what I do: kicking, biting, fighting, and property theft. Why is that? I enjoy it.
So yeah, I think this is what they're going with. Could these people be a bigger problem going into season 2? Could we see this men's right group really go up against Lois? Can we see Lois, Red, and Megan having to make like the female Avengers to go up against these guys? I don't know, but this was an interesting way of taking the story. Do I think it's 100% needed? Not at all, but I do think it's something. They did something with Marshall's character. At least they didn't leave him out to dry, because I truly thought he was going to get the merit situation and just have nothing to do in the finale. Marshall's trying to figure out how to get back to ancient Rome, I guess, sans the gay lovers, and bring things back to a traditional masculine era. Yeah, while all that's trying to get figured out on whatever the hell he's trying to do, Lois is checking herself in. She thinks she's still dead. Lois does not know what the hell is happening. She just kind of sits and confesses everything to this doctor, which maybe is an issue. Keep things to yourself, Lois. I'm pro-therapy. I'm pro-telling other people your feelings. Your situation, maybe shut up, because again, one part of it, she thinks people are taking, these things, all her feelings, all the dreams that she had, and making into the copycat killer. The doctor's trying to bounce off all these ideas. She still thinks she's stuck in a coma. She never made it out. I thought that for a second too, but it doesn't seem to be the route that they're going. He makes her question everything. She's like, well, what about Charlie, the doctor I had, because he was having orgies and he was doing things and he wanted me to die and he impregnated a thing. She confronts him at one point. He's just like, you're a sick woman. And he starts speaking that, oh, you hate men rhetoric. And I'm like, oh, now you're going to go back to watch any of these episodes if you want to return to the season and go, oh, all these pro-men stuff is all this anti-men stuff. All this stuff is like, all this discourse is really starting to play a part. Charlie denies his role into this, and you're like, okay, sure. We also have like Megan saying, oh no, I never did that. I never called Glorious to like hide the body. So Lois really does think she is just screwed, to the point where the doctor's just like, you might be the killer. Girl, have you thought about you doing this? Like, the job has really messed you up. It's really corrupted you. You just said you shot a man in the back of the head. So what's going on? And you're like, Is it? That I do think Lois being the killer is one of the most obvious, one of the more interesting ways to take this story. I could see it going that way, but I guess we won't find out till season 2, because this episode ends with Lois going to a murder case again, and it's the weird, grotesque, no pun intended, one where it's all the polls through the people making the Last Supper. Okay, and the Jesus figure is Charlie, the doctor. Also into this configuration of the Last Supper is the woman who accused Marshall. What does that mean? Like, I did not need the season to go on for another 3 episodes, but after this moment, I'm like, oh, there's still so much more to go. So they definitely got me in for a season 2. This is how you get me, because this did end on such a massive cliffhanger. Literally, it felt like we were about to get to another point of the case, and then it just ends. So I applaud them for taking us through this route, but I'm also frustrated because I feel a little unsatisfied, especially after episode 7. I've been pro after the twist episode. I've been trying to be fairly supportive of these 3 episodes after the twist, but this one just frustrates me because I wanted some answers, and that's how life goes. We're much like Lois in this situation. We're not going to get all the answers yet, but I just want to make sure I'm investing my time and my viewing efforts into something that's going to be worthwhile. So I wanted a little bit of a clarification that, yes, guys, Grotesquerie had a weird route to go, but this finale cleared things up. It did not do that. Am I more positive for the future? Yes. But at this moment, season 1 is a very, very weird mixed bag. My goodness, what a ride this series took us on. Miss Niecy Nash-Betts ate this up. Courtney B. Vance ate it up. Micaela Diamond, Raven Goodwin. The acting is so good. I was so impressed with what everyone cooked up on this show. I just wish the writer's room was a bit more cooking. I wish there was another chef in that pot, because, things were there. Things were almost there. I'm not going to be negative. I might clickbait this little headline a little bit and be like, what the fuck just happened? But I'm not going to be negative. I'm trying to be positive. This was a interesting ending to a very interesting show. It was a fun way to spend the spooky season with Grotesquerie and with you all. Thank you guys so much for joining me for this episode, for this review, for this series. It's been a journey. It's been so fun. It's been great. Make sure you guys stay tuned to my channel. I'll be diving back into American Horror Story. I'll have some Charmed coming back again. And then in December, there is a new Dexter series. Hardcore Dexter fans know we're always curious to see what's going on, and Sarah Michelle Gellar's there. I'm cursed like I did Wolfpack a couple years ago. If Sarah Michelle Gellar's in something, I will watch it. So make sure you guys are staying tuned into all that. Make sure you guys, also let me know what you want to see. Let me know, suggest some things. November is a pretty open month, so let me know what you all want to see. Thank you all for joining me for Grotesquerie. What are your feelings on the show? Let me know your suggestions down in the comments below. Subscribe to my channel. Subscribe to Flickering Myth. Flickering like lights and myth. My goodness, go. I have so much content over there. Kevin Smith interview. Watch it. It's so good. All right, guys. Comment, subscribe, thumbs up, and let's talk about Grotesquerie right down below.